All systems go, Captain. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bring home Bob Marley, One Love on digital now. Celebrate the life and music of an icon who's inspired generations through his message of love, peace, and unity. Buy Bob Marley, One Love on digital today and get over 50 minutes of behind-the-scenes footage and deleted scenes. Available at participating retailers, rated PG-13 from Paramount Pictures. Hey everybody, it's Thursday. Why does my sound always do this every week? Because I'm consistently doing something else with the stuff. Hey everybody, it's Thursday. It's your man Chris Fury back again with another episode of Blurred's Eye View. I'm the man on the wall. I'm the guy. I'm the captain of the ship. You name it, I'm probably the head of it. But everybody okay? All right. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time here, head over to the YouTube channel, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, all the great stuff. Make sure you follow us, show your love, hit that algorithm, make that stuff go up. If you're watching us on Twitch, do the same. Give us a follow, hit that subscribe. Let's get those algorithms up. At the same time, listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast. So if you like listening to us, cool. If you like watching us, even better. But you can check us out on Roku, on Always Press Record TV, and YouTube, and all the great stuff that's in between. So without further ado, let's get this little party started. We got things a little differently because I'm waiting on somebody to come through there. But we'll start it off with Whoopty once again. What's going on, Whoopty?
Hello, hello, hello. You can see I'm decked out for the occasion.
Say, hey. She's dark. Which I knew it would be. What's going on with you?
Nothing much, just the usual. Trying to decompress after work in my favorite place.
Hey, I was gonna say decompress only to have to face certain things again, but not so bad. Not so bad this week. Not nearly as bad this week. Let's put it that way. We got that moment out the way. But it's Thursday. Everybody likes to decompress with us and have a good time. What's going on, Silly Weaver? What's up? What's up, Nix? Obsidian Comics, what's going on? Everybody over on the IG channel, what's happening? We got the cinematic assassin is in the building, repping, and I think it just is serendipitous, of course.
the only the best of the Milky Way ghetto.
Right.
But was she wrong? That's the question. Was she exactly wrong?
There is a song.
She ain't had to say so loud.
You're right. He said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, use your inside voice when you speak to me.
Oh, I'm like Deathbird. Don't shh. Keep that behind the. We know we don't like it neither. So this Connect is in the building. What's going on, Tafari?
Up live from the Milky Way hood where the real M's hang out, you know.
Ghetto Milky Way. Damn. I don't know how else to put that, but whatever. But what's been going on with you?
Not much. Chilling. Can't really complain.
Lizzie said that's up for debate. No, let's be honest. The way things is going over here on this side of the 616, Earth is ghetto as fuck. I'm saying it's just the truth. And we can't help that. It's not our fault. But anyway, we'll be talking about episode 6 shortly because we're going to be covering episodes 1 through 6. Yes, we'll probably breeze through 5 since we did the grief counseling last week. It's easier to tolerate. But before we get into that, overall, how are you guys liking it?
I've been finding that I've been enjoying it. Made me remember how many years it was since the original series and now. But I think they're doing a great job, not only for drawing in new fans, but also for keeping the older fans that have grown up since the series was last weekly thing on TV.
I agree. Mayhem.
I continue to just ask, what the hell did Bo do? Because it's it's on point. Like the ability to bounce back and forth between the A story and the B story, them being somewhat thematically tied together, if not completely tied together, it all still being coherent, it wrapping up within like a 40 minutes at the absolute most window. So you're not like killing a whole bunch of time getting into the episodes, the storylines they're pulling from, the cameos, everything is just
Trey. It's yeah. I can appreciate them condensing. So for those who's never read an X-Men comic, I know you may have never read X-Men, but you probably read any version of a comic book. You know that most of the time these stories, they can run a little long, right? But this series has managed to kind of condense certain storylines. And I don't want to say omit certain stuff, but it's similar to the One Piece live action. They were able to condense certain things to make the narrative flow easier, which is not bad. And for what, maybe 30 plus minutes, they managed to get that across. Tafari, what you think so far?
If you go back to the space ghetto, do the space colonizers repossess your working legs?
Little Chuck. Chuck has a really bad relationship with
walking
his legs. Yeah, with walking.
They're at least making it work with Lalandra, because I kept asking the whole time I was watching the original show, like, when did this happen?
Yeah, Chuck has just kind of a bad thing with he just has bad luck with his legs. Let's just put it that way. This man, one minute I've been cured, but I lost my powers. I've been cured, however, I have to lose I can't be with my X-Men. And it's always something. And with Chuck, it's just unnecessary.
Like what remember in Falcon and the Winter Soldier when Io hit that Control Alt Delete on Bucky's arm? That's what they're gonna do to Chuck's legs.
Look, I had to watch that episode again because when the armor opened up, and I'm like, I didn't realize he was holding his cane at said time, but I was just like, I had to watch because the first time I always watch it on my phone. I'm at work, but when I seen it on big screen, I'm like, oh, there it is. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, how's this man standing in the armor opened up? I was like, wait a minute, the numbers they number.
Yes.
It's not making sense. There she is, the goddess is in the
Hi.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah,
You have
the flash.
You have lightning
Are you
going.
getting your powers right now, or what's happening?
No. It's some of the weather. Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
Okay, so the new is Yorking, everybody.
No, the new is new. You're not Yorking. Hi.
So,
I am Thunder.
Look, before I just asked everybody, Lady Mandalore, like, what's everybody's take so far? Because we still have like 4 more episodes. No, 3 of them.
Shit. I mean, what else are they gonna do with themselves? I'm just, I'm so disappointed. So disappointed in everything that they're doing right now. I mean, I all of this for all of this for what?
Look,
no, I love it.
We're gonna talk about 6 because real quick before just quick buffer. I love us, and I'm gonna tell you why. Everybody looked past the fact that Storm automatically grew hair and her costume came out of nowhere.
What's the problem? Okay. I'm sorry. What are we talking about?
Like,
no one's worried about her edges.
Nobody's worried. Nobody. And I'm like, she did this in this first season when they were at the mall. She did the same thing. I said, unstable molecules from Reed Richards. That's it. So there's your answer.
Know your history.
Yes, it was some Sailor Moon stuff. Everybody's doing it, just like the Akira slide. Everybody's doing it, so I'm not worried.
She does
right.
It.
So we are going to go ahead and just get this thing going. I want to start with episode 1.
Oh, we're starting at the very beginning. Oh, okay.
Yeehaw. Let's take it off running. So first off, this has been one of those things where the original run of X-Men nerfed Cyclops a lot, to the point where certain people who were introduced to that character, including the movies, was like, how is he the leader? How is this happening? And why is he so soft with 2 T's? And they couldn't figure out why. And I'm like,
no T's.
Yes, they did soften him up for the series. I'll admit to that. He's a great strategist and tactician, and a well-proven leader. That's just in the comics version. Sometimes he can go. He's called a Boy Scout only by Logan, only because he's really by the book. He's just by the book. Go train, go do this, call out the shots, by the book. That's his thing. What they didn't realize is, no, it's not lasers. It's concussive. It's a concussive blast. It's concussive energy. So basically, he can knock you on your ass. He ain't got to burn through you. It's nothing like that. It's just like getting punched by Mike Tyson, and then you multiply that like by 10,000, I guess.
Mike Tyson's enough. I don't.
Yeah.
You said Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's
that was enough. Yeah.
Like, no, you say get hit. You're like, no, why I got to be so hard? Why you got to hit me so hard? We was playing. No.
And instead of touching you, he winks at you instead.
Says, "Oh, you can take it." Be a man. No. I can't. That's too much, Mike. You hit too hard.
Play too much.
That's what we doing. No. So, Lady Mandalore, I love Mike. I love you, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
I seen video of Mike doing wind sprints earlier today, and I put my phone down because I didn't want him to accidentally come through and get me. So
he run. Ooh, sorry.
So, really dope scene of the Blackbird getting getting blown up, and then everybody falls in line. Like flyers get those who can't fly, and they don't worry about Cyclops because he's like, nope, I got it. Like it's like we trained for this. We literally have trained for this. And what does he do? Full blast right into the earth. Now he's done this before. His younger counterpart in the X-Men Evolution cartoon. He's done this before, along with his brother Havoc. They've done that. So it wasn't anything new. It just looks cool. Lady Mandalore, what's your thought on that first scene?
That was I mean, that was some hot shit. That was some hot shit. I was not expecting. Shut up. Wow. Words escape me. I'm sorry. I'm like, because I want to type something, but I can't really move too much.
Malfunctions.
Was that the very first scene?
That was not first scene, first episode though. Yeah. First
episode. I wasn't expecting them to have their shit together, to be quite honest with you. I was not. I thought this was going to be we got to figure out how we're going to move as a team now. No. We've been through those episodes already. Here we are. Presentation. Everybody turned in their work, showed their work, and yeah. Don't fuck with them, fellas.
I mean, they're. Here's the thing. I love the Avengers, but I love the X-Men.
Without question.
And the X-Men just has their shit together. Avengers, they fight too damn much. Like, they fight too much to the point it was like, yo, the only one who's really training is Cap. He was just like, I'm going back to the gym. You know? He's like, they argue amongst themselves. They can't seem to get their shit together. There's always something with them. X-Men, it's dramatic, but they're just like, I can't stand you. I hate that you keep looking at my wife that way. Whatever. But in the battlefield, different story.
We got this. We just happen to work together. We happen to live together, but we're co-workers type of situation.
Yeah.
If we didn't live together, I might be cool with you. Nah, I wouldn't fuck with you though.
When we get back, no beignets for you. Or
special beignets.
Or special beignets. What you think about that not first opening scene, but that first scene of them in action like that? Man.
Okay, so listen.
Boy, why did he sound like Sinister just coming out of the chocolate?
I feel like I'm a reformed hoe. And I don't think I've leaned into that enough as part of my branding. So I just want to say something about Scott real quick. And I understand how he got that lady pregnant. Because what we don't think about with superpowers is all the other ish that has to go on in your body to make the shit you do possible. So just the core and neck strength to blast straight down into the ground and like balance yourself as you lower, and then get into your superhero stance. That boy neck, he got football neck. That's all I'm saying.
Big thighs, say what?
He's got a football neck.
He got football neck.
I guess that's why Jean was so mad when she caught him with Madeline.
Ooh, that's what he used to do.
Because the top got to be magnificent.
Now it's Blerd's Eye View After Dark. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Look, Whoopi had to take a swing. She was like, I got to swing off of that.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God. So okay, Whoopi.
It was like almost a direct callback to the first episode of the first season. Where it's a big team up. You get everybody shows off their individual powers. They're just trying to bring you back in and be like, remember this. Be like, this person does that person does this. We're here to kick ass and take names. And we're out of names.
We're out of names. Kick ass. That's just literally how it works. We're here to kick ass and take names, and we're out of names. It's like no questions after that. Defari.
Yeah, I think they've heard 2 decades worth of Cyclops jokes and were like, enough, because my man came in with the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 moveset.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he's using the blast to hit people, the fact that he can measure between how much force he needs to use to hurt someone or propel himself off the ground. Demetrius would have replaced that with 2 other words, but all right. But yeah, the fact that he's like, he can propel himself off the ground at like a straight angle and not flip like an invincible character and go splat. And or blocking punches with his elbow, so we know he can actually, like, he's not getting folded for once. Because I picked that up on season 1. If Scott and Gene are alone, Scott's getting folded for whatever reason.
Lawn chair.
I think this whole scene, because they're facing off against Sentinels or Bolivar Trask and his, they're tracking down some information and the Sentinels. And it's not until one of them says Omega level threat, picked up. And sure enough, our goddess walks into the room with her own theme music.
It was to tell them the weather. Bring them the.
He said,
give them the forecast.
Give them the forecast. I'm sorry.
Give them the forecast. And I'm like, 3 words that shouldn't hit the way they do, but they did. And I'm like, anybody else, that would have been corny as hell. However, that landed. He's like, Storm, give him the forecast. And the queen walks in. Sand turns to glass. Lightning.
Made me so happy. Because I was like, if lightning hits sand, it should turn to glass.
Yes.
So I was happy to see that. Science nerd.
It's just no. Take it. I want you to run with it. Say it.
It was Renaissance, but in the desert. It was Beyonce's Renaissance, but in the desert for real.
That's what somebody on Twitter was like. You notice how they had to call her in like a Final Fantasy summon? She got her own theme music. She got an entry. There was a dramatic entrance screen. The sand was turning to glass. She had to physically be away from everyone as she made her grand entrance. And then when she
should make a grand entrance. She should make a grand entrance. It's the goddess. When look, everyone knows me knows I'm a huge fan of Black Panther. I've always shipped T'Challa and Storm. It's his fault that they're not together, and I never let him live that down. However, out of the X-Men, she has always been my favorite. 1, she's one of us. 2, she's just freaking badass, without question. With powers, without powers, just my girl can pick locks.
And step motherfuckers, dude, she quick with a blade. I'll cut a bitch for real.
With the blade, like has been moments in comics where they try to face off with her, and she's like, "I can do this without, and still whoop your ass. I'm just letting you know." And they don't believe him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flipping it back and forth.
That scene is disgusting. Like the live action MCU was put on high alert because if Storm is not introduced, at least at that tier, we're going to riot in the streets. Like it's not going to be pretty.
Like, why are you even doing this, bro? Don't do this.
We're gonna be in the movie theater, and the minute that's the wrong line. That is the wrong line.
They'll change it up and it'll be like "Make It Rain" or something goofy.
I mean, it's not. I mean, they can still use the line. It's their property. It's just make it sound as just as dramatic.
Whoever's in charge though is going to want to add their own little sizzle to it. So I feel like that or the delivery on it's got to be right. Like
any sizzle that's worth its weight in gold, and it better not be what happens with lightning strikes.
What they
ow.
what they could, oh God, no. What they could, God damn, no. You know what they could do? They could be slick and have maybe like a TV running in the background talking about the forecast. And if you aren't paying attention,
Like
you
play
don't
like a low level, and and like you hear the newscaster say, "Yeah, such and such," and you just happen to give them the forecast. Like music, it's just enough of those 3 words, and you hear it, and I'm like, they did the thing. It's there. If you don't pick up on it, it's there. There's your idea. If I can use that, just
can't
don't
write the
forget
whole
where it
thing,
came from.
but I can give you ideas, please. Please.
So they get back to the mansion. You know, they're dealing with the death of Charles, missing him and everything, and the death certificate, and Scott is going through it. He's trying to figure out how to move on, obviously. Magneto comes to the door in his Sheen outfit and Vidal Sassoon hair with the shea butter.
It wasn't even that respectful. He was already in the house.
Yeah.
He had the key, strolled in, made himself a sandwich,
Feet
was
up on
drinking everybody's orange juice and water, and just said, "I'm gonna just chill and
feet on the desk." He was just like, "Yeah, you guys belong to me now." It's very bold of him. But he's letting them know, and amidst everything that's going on, he can't seem to deal, or Scott is just like, of all people, this dude, like, he can't deal with that. And it's so much that's going on. Yeah, Trey Mosley said it best. He's
very much fuck your couch.
He said, this is going to be amazing. And pay attention to the intro, which we've never gotten in the original. I don't think we've ever gotten it in any cartoon where they consistently are changing the intro. Like they're changing, they're intersecting certain pieces, they're taking out characters, adding other characters. We haven't gotten this before. And now it's to the point where, like, yeah, you're spotting Easter eggs. You have to spot the Easter eggs. You're gonna miss out. And that leads us into episode 2. Mutant Liberation begins. Now, before I go any further, in the first episode, we get Robert DaCosta for the first time. This is the most screen time he's gotten. This is the most screen time he's actually gotten. Some people are still upset that he's not the Afro-Brazilian that he should be, like skin tone or maybe the hair style. He's still having that rich boy attitude. He's trying to bribe the Friends of Humanity MAGA supporters. That's who they are. We're talking about you people, and if you're watching this show, then we know y'all don't support us, and I don't expect y'all to be here. But we see Scott in action. This is in the first episode. We see Scott in action and utilizing his concussive force blast to slide around the room, not step, slide, like just
speed dash.
Speed. That's what it is. It's a speed dash. I'm like, oh, we doing that. Okay. I'm still waiting on the ricochet shots. That's all I'm waiting on. Because if you think Cap is good with a shield with his ricochet shots, you should see what Scott can do. Like spatial awareness. He's just like, all I need to know without my glasses, all I need to hear you is where you at. I can pretty much determine the rest. He's that good. So it's one of those things where I'm just like, okay, yeah, you really showcasing me. Trey says, only other time I can recall a show showing different characters per episode was Justice League Unlimited. Yeah, okay, you're right. Just without name titles, you're right. Like they would show, I think in Justice League, I know at the end they would show like the outro. They will show like a different scene, but it will be a scene for the next episode, like little clip scenes for the next episode, so you knew what to expect or somewhat expect. Intro, I think so. I think so for the intros, but yeah, Scott ain't to be plugged, but I'm not gonna say what Hellspawn says.
Scott Good Dick Summers, why not? Why is everybody afraid to say shit?
It sounds weird coming out of my mouth. No, Diddy.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not gonna call no grown man.
Is that written on paper somewhere, or is that just something he came up with?
I've heard it before.
Hellspawn?
Yeah, because he's been saying that since we interviewed Cleo, and I just never questioned it.
I've never heard anybody say it, but him.
I mean, is that on paper in one of the runs somewhere?
Oh no.
Never.
No.
Well, I'm reestablishing him as Scott Captain Cunnilingus Summers.
Lord, I'll rather.
My God, holla at me. I promise.
I'd rather just call him Scott the Rose.
I can Amon Villani this joint.
I just like how we went from Cyclops is respectable to getting pieced up, and then he kind of got Uncle Jerome the second episode, like teach a man how to squabble. Now go raise your baby. Teach a man how to squabble. Now go raise your baby.
Oh my God! So we're headed into episode 2. Episode 2 is Mutant Liberation Begins, and this is also the episode where Magneto is going on trial, because Valerie Cooper decides to come to the mansion and says, oh, no. We have to arrest you pretty much on war crimes that you've done in the past. You got to answer to that. And Magneto was like, all right, you ain't getting a fight out of me. I'll go.
I'll play with y'all for 2 seconds. Y'all cute with your shit. So let's go.
So for those who aren't sure why he was wearing the Sheen outfit, this is actually from X-Men, Uncanny X-Men issue 200. Which is called The Trial of Magneto, and he does wear that fit, and it's still the same thing. It's okay. It's okay. You know,
he likes a onesie.
Hey,
Magneto likes a onesie, and I'm okay with that.
He needs to talk to his designer, of course, because stuff tatters way too easily.
I mean, it is if you need a tearaway, that's right. It feels like that's a decision.
Yes, tactical cleavage.
Tactical cleavage. He said it's more room to move and everything else. Put on deodorant and everything. But so but it's actually uncanny X-Men 200 where he wears that exact outfit, which is, oh Lord, I think that's in the way early in the late 80s, like late 80s, I want to say.
You sure it's I'm not quite. Listen, look, I'm the last.
I'm trying to think of the years. So
only because 201 is Storm. Maybe it's the wrong iteration of X-Men. I know 201 is Storm fighting Cyclops. So I don't know if that's the right number.
It's the, you got to think they also renumber stuff. Now, unless it's X-Men, because that one's uncanny. You know, they've always had more than one title out.
Yeah.
They've had Astonishing, and then they've had Uncanny, then they've had just regular, which is really hard to keep track of, especially nowadays. Now that they keep restarting stuff, and it's such a nightmare. But he's on trial, and this is probably our first time getting bars just getting dropped left and right by this guy, and he's in front of basically the world, pretty much the world court, and once again the Friends of Humanity show up, and they feel like the need to kill the muties. Let's do all this. I'm like, this man is on trial, and here you come with your January 6 asses.
Factual.
Coming to mess up the whole
place. It's the same place Charles got shot, or was that somewhere else?
I think that was somewhere else.
Okay, I was like, it looks like a similar build compared to the old show. I couldn't tell if it was same stage, different location.
Yeah. And what people don't seem to understand is the Friends of Humanity are the insurrectionists. They are.
With Mega Man blasters.
With Mega Man blasters. They are. That it is. It's even though the whole idea of Charles and Magneto are not MLK and Martin Luther King, it just evolved to that. That wasn't the original build. It just evolved into that. And it actually just kind of makes better sense. Like everything that they're about now in comics was not the original thing. Like they actually evolved into really speaking up for minorities and people of indifference. The Friends of Humanity really are the MAGA supporters.
Or the yeehaws. They just fucking savage. You fucking don't.
Right.
If Death Bird can say the Milky Way, our part of the Milky Way is ghetto, I can say that. I'm just saying. Did she lie? No.
Yeehaws. I'm sorry. That got me. I'm sorry. It's not. I know it's not. It's funny to me though.
So we get this trial, and Magneto is just literally spitting bars in these folks, and they're still dealing with the Friends of Humanity outside. They break in. They got this whole thing going. If anybody remembers the scene from the very first Avengers film where the invasion is happening and everything's going on, and Cap is calling shots. He's like, I need XYZ going up here. I need these people over here. And the New York cop says, well, who the hell do you think you are? And then like an explosion happens, and he starts repeating everything Cap just says. Yeah. He's like, we get the goddess once again calling shots to the judges on the World Council, at which point they don't even get a chance to respond. She says pretty much, shut your ass up and do as you told.
Yeah.
Be silent.
It's the be silent for me. Be silent.
Like something like be silent and heed my words and you might survive.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Allison Smith, because this
she got to be having a good fucking time, man. If she was having a grand time on the first iteration of this, she's having it's a cookout in her mind.
They add like an echo effect to every time she talks.
Oh my God.
They should. As they should.
If Storm is speaking, she shall be heard.
She has not disappointed. She's actually been on record of saying she's loved what they're doing with her skin tone and everything. Like she knows, and she's with it. So hey, we the question that everybody needs answered right now, like, what the hell did he do?
Y'all listen. Y'all,
Twitter just needs to do hashtag bring back Bo with the Thugnificent meme. Like, until y'all tell us, we just need to know, what did you do to make them niggas that mad? Like,
look, I'm just like, it's something is because he's written already. He's already, so shout out to Bo DeMaio. He's already written seasons 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
It's already in the can. Like he was
done season 1.
Yeah, no, he's so far 3 seasons.
Did he say? Did he confirm? I know that they said that. I don't remember him saying that he actually wrote 3. I think they got green lit for 3, but I don't. Did he actually say he wrote 3?
I know 2 for sure, but I think he might have been working on 3.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has drafts ready for those seasons.
Yeah,
that's all right. They're like, it's already popping. We can get rid of him. They're gonna see. They're gonna see.
It was. This is probably some of the best writing I've seen on an animation besides Dwayne McDuffie on Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. This is probably the best writing I've seen on an animation, short form animation.
Yeah, it makes you get the feels real quick.
Not playing games.
Punches you.
Unless Bo is guilty of SA or murder, like I feel like we need to release the Snyder cut. This shit. Like, come up with a hashtag. Bring Bo back. I like that. That's nice and simple. We need to get some energy going behind this.
My biggest thing though is if he has the scripts and they've only been greenlit, and he's like, "Well, I'm not coming back, so I'm taking this shit and I'm my ball and going home." So that's what I'm worried about. He has the scripts, they have the contract, and he's just like, "Y'all ain't getting these. Have fun starting from scratch."
Everybody knows that, you know, when he got fired the week that this show was getting aired. He just recently released his Twitter, and shout out to Black Gay Comic Geek for bringing that to everybody's attention, that, you know, it was like a 2-page thing. He broke down. He couldn't really say what happened. He still can't say what happened, but he does say what he had in mind for a lot of things. And just from what I've been hearing, not just from that, but just from little iterations here and there, and then you take in, oh, he created a toxic work environment, or he was difficult to work with. All I hear is, oh, he wouldn't fold to your demands. That's what I hear. Because we know plenty of Black entertainers or entertainers of color who have dealt with that. Oh, you're being difficult.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
regularly. That's cold speech.
They probably tried to give Storm the Killmonger suit, but he said she will be getting 40 inches and no less.
Like there are things that are happening in this show that, if you've read any X-Men comic, it mirrors real life. Any comic period mirrors real life, but X-Men mirrors a lot of stuff that we are dealing with still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's any indication of what we've been seeing in this show, any indication, and I'm like, is that the toxic stuff you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That he's putting it in your face?
Okay,
unapologetically.
Explain to me how he got all of this. I'm sorry for New York. How he got all of this into this show, and they don't see, like, if that's really the issue. Y'all, the mirror is not. Y'all need to wipe down the mirror or get some Windex or vinegar or something like that, because clearly there is something. I'm waving my mouse like I have money.
Shout out to it.
There is something wrong. There's something wrong. Like who's driving the car? Who's really behind the wheel?
For real. Because he's not. And as you said it,
that is our first official dono to the show, by the way. So thank you, Anubis.
Yes, Anubis the Wicked, thank you. And yes, you're correct. It has been nothing but heat. It makes you wonder, like, what the hell is going on? Oh yeah. We taking donuts.
Hey, look, I'm broke to the end of the summer. This is all convention money. Don't talk to me. Yeah. Back to the episode. This man pulled out the what is the game I'm trying to think of? Yeah, Buddy pulled out the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Iron Man cannon for Storm. And then hit her so hard the scar came through the front.
Yo.
And it's crazy because, like, she has a working human body, but basically to her, to not have her powers is the same as being crippled.
It is.
She doesn't even try to, she doesn't even try to get up. First thing she does is feel for the wind. It's like an element, something like, I gotta walk around like a peasant.
Yeah. And what Magneto says, do you see that's what you're doing? That's what you're doing. This is what we've become. And when barbs have no business being this hard, but we welcome it. You know, we see Morph go into action. He turns into Psylocke. He turns into Magic, and I don't know how he's doing this thing with the swords, but I don't knock it. And thank you, Anubis. He says he loves what we do here. Thank you. Keep watching. We got a lot. Appreciate it. But there's so much that's going on. And what pissed me off about this whole thing is how the executioner shows up, which is one of the MAGA insurrectionists disguised as the Friends of Humanity, showing up in a tricked out outfit, and he knocks Cyclops off a little bit because he strikes his visor off, but it also disorients him. And he catches a couple pieces on him, and I'm like, somebody take this bastard down. He is not. There's no way he's this good.
No.
Yeah, even with tech, there's no way he's this good.
And he called him a boy.
That.
I mean, he might not have said it, but I heard it in the ass whooping.
I was thinking like, damn, Scott Fight. At this point, if you know he's just gonna keep hitting you, grab a body part and just blast forward. Like, you know he's right. You eaten enough punches to know he's right there. Yeah. Man, beat you out your damn visor and then sent you to the hospital.
So
and Scott was like, you know what, y'all got it. And then look what happened.
Right.
And then Magneto's just like, I tried to be. Speaking of Milky Way Ghetto, Magnus is like, you know, I'm trying to get straight. I used to be in the hood, but I'll knock all this shit over.
But I keep, because I'm playing it in the background and I can't help but to just don't think, be silent and heed my commands. That's what she says.
Of anybody on that team that would have been the most okay with losing their powers, I feel like it would have been Cyclops.
Yeah, because
I agree.
Because it's not, he doesn't view it so much as a handicap unless it's regular life stuff.
Yeah.
In the field, he's completely fine. But when he's like at home, he's like, I would like to take these off and look at my wife in my own eyes. I would like to take these off and go to bed. I would like to do, but I have to take these baby steps. When I go to bed, when I go to, when I wake up, like, that's a problem. Like, like that's a whole problem. So I think what he deals with is that part of it. He's like, out in the field, oh, we okay. We completely okay. We don't have to worry about that. So, but yeah, it's a heavy road that they're taking, and when Storm takes that hit, during all of this, Jean, or so we thought, it goes into labor.
Gina?
Gina. Yes, Gina. She goes into labor, and Wolverine has to take her to the hospital. At which point, I appreciate what they're doing with Wolverine, because for years he's been an upfront character for years. From the X-Men movies to the other cartoons, he's just been upfront. Even the comics, just upfront. He's actually been taking more of a backseat, which is a good thing. This is a testament to their writing. This is good writing right now. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot that's in there. Yeah, Gina. but there's a lot that's happening that Logan has to take Gina to the hospital. And this is the funny part. The look of surprise on his face. He's like,
oh, now you want to have I don't like this kid already.
It was just funny to me that, like, one, we managed to work comedy into all this seriousness that's going on. And then when he was just like, he pulls his claws and she was like, no, hold the keys. Let's go.
Yeah.
He was ready to scrap. He was not prepared for this.
My man was driving on the sidewalk. I'm like, oh, that shook you up. That really shook you up.
My Lord, Jesus Christ. On a Sunday morning.
Trey.
Sure.
Thank you, Trey Mosley.
Range.
Oh, Marys.
All right, I appreciate it. Trey Mosley with the
YouTube. This is what y'all trying to keep us from for 3 years.
I mean, what's that?
with the big support. Okay, y'all people know
that's a valid complaint people are having. Is like, oh, give Logan something to do, but like, I'm not saying Wolverine deserves less, but he's been the focus for so long. We've had X-Men Evolution, we've had Wolverine in the X-Men, we've had a Wolverine anime that we had G4 TV, so all of me and 5 people saw. You had the Wolverine movie, we had X-Men Origins Wolverine. They didn't even need to put him in whichever I think it was the second run of Fox where he was in Stryker's lab. I think they threw that in there like just to appease fans, and he was like, I'll do it, but I really am not needed here. But they needed to like canonically show Logan escaped again. So Wolverine has been around, but he's still the same Logan we know. We're giving other people a turn.
But see, this also says something else about Scott's leadership. He says we're going somewhere that we don't need the cannon buster to be in the room, because once Logan gets in his zone, it's a wrap. And it's like, okay, we're in a room full of people. I don't think we need the quote unquote killer of the group there. Let's leave him back. Let's leave him with my wife. At least I know if something happens, he's going to protect her.
That's
as much as he doesn't like it, he knows he won't let no harm come to her. He knows that.
And I like that you said.
Go ahead.
No, I was I like that you said that, because I felt like I actually felt for him to be the one to take her. Like that was just, to me, also genius writing, because I'm like, you put this man in an impossible space, and then I think 2 or 3 episodes later, I forgot who, but one of them have a kiss. I forgot which Gene. I think it's the clone Gene. Have a kiss, and I was like, whoa, that was left field. But then the fact that he just kind of let that go, I was like, wow. And he could have. He didn't have to. So I don't know. I hear you on that.
I mean, that's how I viewed it. That's how I viewed it, is that he's like, we're going here for the trial of Magneto. We're basically going there to keep our eyes on him. We're not even thinking we're going into battle, so there's no need for Logan to come to something like this.
Yeah.
And
he wouldn't make it through the metal detectors, no way.
Then there's that. And that's creating a whole nother set of problems. So it's just one of those things, and I appreciate the certain calls that they're making. But right after Scott got pieced up, that's when they get the call, hey, Jean's in labor. So he's like, Rogue, get Scott to the hospital, blah, 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 blah. Because
Morph. Get Morph out of it. Why are you taking 2 of your top guard off of the fucking field? That didn't make a lick of fucking sense.
Because
sorry, I'm getting loud.
Because one of your top guard ain't went nowhere yet, and that's Storm. So you figure you already got, and then the collar is already off Magneto, so you already got 2 Omega level mutants in the building. So if anything jumps off, they should be able to handle it until Rogue can get back, because then that's your powerhouse. You got 2 Omega level mutants in the building in your powerhouse, and you have I look at Morph as more of a bard, but he can handle himself in a pinch unless it's Sinister involved.
A bard.
He's the jokester of the group, but at least he can he won't skip out on the fight. And here we are. Scott gets to the hospital. The doctor being an ass and pretty much AKA racist.
Dr. KKK.
Right. He's not going to deliver the child. At which point everybody in the room's pissed now. And now Rogue is there. She was like, you know what? I'll take this one. I'll deliver this baby. We don't need you for shit. Step to the side. I'll take your abilities. I'll deliver this baby. Boom.
I mean, considering that he was, Dr. HIPAA violation, are we even surprised that he did that later on?
So he definitely sold that child's info for some money.
The fact that that news reporter, full name of the child, I'm like, It's bad enough you said these people had a child. It's even worse that you said the child's full name. That is not the world's business. Normally, people pay for that kind of information to get in the National Enquirer or some shit like that. Like, you told this kid, you told not only the parents, but the kid's whole business? Come on, man.
Yeah, she was bugging. She was like, isn't this his social security number and his blood type? Like, ma'am. Jesus.
Weighed 7 ounces, 7 pounds, 6 ounces, like everything.
Oh, man. He says, look, they got Magnus out here with the whole 40-inch bust down, white wavy lace front in the monogram one piece with that speech before and after he takes them up was peak. And that speech that he gives them is a double entendre of words, because he takes their ass to the stratosphere and he tells them all this. He's like, it's the ending of what he says. Don't let me let you down. Two different ways. He was like, you keep this up, I can drop you right here. I ain't got to worry about no trial. I can drop you right here.
He is definitely fucking around to find out guy.
My thing is, you know whose trial you were coming to, and you brought a full metal fit and tried to run.
Yeah,
and it was like a Cat Williams moment. Like Storm was like pimped down, pimp in distress, and Magnus answered the call. Say less. I had to mess up my perm for today. Okay.
I just got this curl put in my hair this morning. Me and Rogue was chilling and he was doing my hair, and now I gotta go out into the cold ass outer space and blow it all out. The curl's gonna fall by the time I get back there. I can't.
He better than me. I was waiting for I thought it was gonna have a Homelander moment. I was waiting for it to go up and then just down, and then just evacuate the building.
Agreed. And I was kind of happy that they didn't do it, because then it showed like, okay, there's a little bit of more nuance to how he's approaching it, and he's just not going to be brutal. But I'm with you on that one.
And at some point during all of this, somebody was driving by, rolling up their windows, like, look at them down there. Just every time we come to the Milky Way, y'all on some bullshit. This is why we drive by it. This is why we don't drive through it.
But it was when Storm was hit and she says the breeze is gone. I can't. I'm like, as a person who's read all this stuff, it hurts. It doesn't hurt any less. Like, those words between the writing and Allison Smith speaking those words, you felt all that emotion, and I'm like, it's like watching Serenity again, and we know that Wash gets impaled, but it doesn't hurt any less.
Why are you doing that?
It doesn't hurt any less. We know it's coming.
You want to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Like, what the fuck?
Like, can we get, like, one thing at a time? One thing.
Hey, look, man, between Guardians and Episode 3 of this show, no child is safe. Raccoon or mutants.
Or it's like, you know what? That matter. Shit.
Rocket was getting Rocket had different scars every damn scene. We slam dunking babies in the Mountain Dew mixtures, and like it was a tame for what I thought, but I thought we were just gonna like pull him out later from a lab table. I didn't know we was gonna see him getting fully just yeeted into this mixture Sinister had waiting.
It's just what I needed to see with this whole thing, and I was for it. And all I can say is,
I thought
I was the only one that did.
No, you're not. I'm trying to maintain my composure.
We was always trying to ignore it.
Sorry, Chris.
No, because I'm double dutying over here. Like,
sorry, pardon me.
So,
me.
Like, whatever. I said Wash because Alan Tudyk was in Fan Expo Cleveland, and I caught a glimpse of him, and I wanted to tell him, but that crowd, like, his crowd was thick. Like, I didn't even know he was at the table. I just thought people were waiting on him, and that's why I didn't get the interview, because it was just, I'm like, there's no way that's happening. Because my first question would have been like, it doesn't get any easier, it's years later, and I still don't expect it. But Yeah, we get a lot of callback with Magneto just pretty much saying, let me show you why I do what I do. That y'all call war crimes. Y'all call it war crime. I say, I'm sick of y'all messing with us. I had Asteroid M. Didn't leave us alone. I helped build a whole island of mutants. Y'all exile us. Y'all don't want us. Y'all don't want nothing to do with us. So what's the problem? Why are we here? Why am I here? And here's the crazy part. When he takes them up in the stratosphere, he has his back to him. He's got the Executioner pinned against the giant world shield. He's got the 3 council members all pinned up, but he's got his back to him and he sheds a tear. And I'm like, do you understand? This man has done everything in his power to not be bothered with y'all. And y'all keep coming for his people. So y'all not giving him a choice. He has been traumatized. And he keeps saying the same thing over and over. And all that's why he always says, never again. Never again.
Even if you are the dumbest person on the planet, you mean to tell me after you see this man take several members from the UN and lift them into outer space and literally no one can stop him, you don't think it might be time to back the fuck down? Just take a moment, take a knee. I know y'all don't like that, but take a knee and just breathe for a second. Just reanalyze what you're trying to start and they are ultimately going to finish.
I'm with you. He should have dropped the Executioner. Because as he has them all up there, including Valerie Cooper, he says there was a time I would smite you all for what you did to Storm.
And he should have, but go off.
But he holding back for the sake of his friend. He's holding back for the sake of Charles because this was his dream, and I don't want to be the one to destroy said dream. I got a promise to keep. He's like, for an old friend has challenged me to remember this view of Earth.
Yeah, I'd have failed the challenge. I'm gonna be better tomorrow, but today,
you said that you're gonna take a Deadpool route.
One day at a time.
He said 7 steps to becoming a hero. 7, like 5 seconds, and he was just like, "Bam! I will be a hero tomorrow." I'll wait.
Yo. Oh, I would have let him fall just enough to make him shit his pants and then lower him down real slow.
I don't know what happened. I didn't do it. I don't know what happened.
Couldn't tell you.
He slipped. Charles entrusted me with his dream. Charles ain't here to debate that. Nobody's seen it.
He don't care how I get it done as long as I get it done.
as long as I get it done.
You know, for someone who's not a non-reader, what you're talking about, Chris, I really felt, because it was just like, I really did think he was gonna drop him. I really, really thought he was gonna drop him because it's just like, it's Magneto. Magneto's been that dude, like, yo, F all y'all humans, because it's just about me and my mutants. So when he didn't, I was like, oh, that made great storytelling, but I was just like, I really thought he was gonna drop him, and I thought we was gonna get some kind of payoff afterwards that he was gonna go berserk. The fact that, like, I'm hoping he's, spoilers if you haven't seen, I think episode 4. So
listen, look, it says
if you're here, you should have already seen it.
That part, but I just want to make sure, you know, the fact that, like, he quote unquote died without going berserk mode, to me was underwhelming. So I'm
that says a lot.
Hoping
that says a lot about his restraint.
Exactly, but it also said a lot about him and Charles, and that I didn't really know was that thick.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm seeing this, and I'm talking to my husband about it, and he's like, yeah, they was this. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, they were tight. Like, they were like, they.
I know it was tight
on another level.
Kira.
Well, my finger itch.
Kira.
It's right here. I gotta.
Will, first of all, why are you saying Kira? Because you didn't think of it first. That's what it is. Okay, stop.
It takes our friend. It takes our friend Michael Simon to say exactly what he thinks it is. So, and there's certain things you're pretty much inclined to agree. So, but he's just like, I can really drop you right now. I can't. Nobody would say. Who's gonna be mad? The humans? I don't care.
Go check me, boo.
Right.
Like what? Like we've been trying to tell you all this time. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Even Ian McKellen's version of Magneto, where he was just like, he takes the bridge, which was a take right out of the comics. He takes the bridge, takes an island, and is just like, we will be over here by ourselves. You ain't got to come over here. I don't care how y'all people get to work. We ain't getting money from y'all. So what do you expect us to do? So I don't know. It's a moment. And during all of this, baby Nathan Charles Summers is born.
William, stop it. William.
Brokeback Janelle.
And then you put it up. You encouraging him. Stop it.
Encourage him.
Look, I'm just saying, nothing. But
Jesus,
it's just that's
why Bo got fired.
Look, there's so many things that's going on in this, and this is just episode 2. There's so much that's going on that, as an adult, you agree with Magneto. Because if you are a person,
William, don't you hit enter on that goddamn keyboard right now. I swear to Lord, you better not hit enter on that. Look at you.
Do it.
Let's just draw out a logical line real quick. We can have the jokes about they bromance, but what if Bo was just like, you know what? Let's just take it all the way. Let's just actually put it on paper. This is what they was back in the day, way back when. They might have like, just real quick.
They did kind of.
And Disney was like, nah, too far.
He said, he's like, look, we already catching heat.
Like
like, not
yet.
yet.
They hinted, so not with them, but they hinted at other couples.
North Star. People, look, people. The throuple. Deadpool. Like, come on now. Deadpool's a whole pansexual. That means anything, anyone, anywhere, anytime.
But they haven't brought that to animation.
Let them cook.
Give it time.
We're only 6 courses in.
So we're at a point where things have relatively calmed down, with the exception of Storm losing her powers, and she's talking to Jean, and pretty much going through the speech about being a mother and wondering what this life was going to be for her and everything else. And our girl leaves. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to say the least. Is that Inside Obi? Does he have another haircut?
What a fresh cut.
Mm-hmm.
Obi got the early age Kendrick cut.
This is the he needs to get his haircut next week cut.
Wait, that's the Bishop and Nathan of the crew right now.
It's good kid Matt Obi.
So we're heading into episode 3, Fire Made Flesh, and
okay.
I get credit for making Sinister actually like not a joke for once, because I didn't take him seriously for the last 5 seasons.
Right.
Or anytime he shows up in a comic book either.
Like his biggest accomplishment so far has been he made Jack the Ripper.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You're starting to get this whole You're finding out about Jean not actually being Jean. It's and she doesn't know it. She's the clone. And
Jean A and Jean.
Jean A.
Jean and Gina.
Jean and Gina. No. And once again, the title card, well, not the title card, but the intro changes because now it includes Magneto. And Storm. And if you skip the intro, a curse on your house.
Right.
Everything that bad happened to you will always happen until you do right by us.
Sun on your house, the sun on your town.
Yes, I know the words. I've seen the movie several times, but you get Cable. He's still involved somewhat with the team. You know, he's just like, you know, I'm running out of product for my hair. This timeline ain't got it. And I need to hurry up and get back. But Sinister rears his head, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you realize that Jean A is actually our Jean. And Gina is the clone. I guess that's the best way to put it. Which, can anybody actually get mad at Scott?
Yeah.
No.
I guess with you. I say no too. Why would you say yeah, Kara?
I'm just being an asshole.
Okay. You said it so convincingly. I was like, why?
Yeah, no.
So as there are scenes that Madeline, when she realizes she becomes the Goblin Queen because Sinister wakes up that part of her.
Now,
and
can I say Storm would have given all the snaps for that outfit change. They both would have stepped out together after work and gotten drinks anyway. She would have been on.
She was like, I'm gonna have to put you down, but when you wake up,
we going out to eat. We gonna talk, girl. Don't worry.
I like this. Where has this been?
Bitch, where? Get out of my closet.
I like how before we got to this episode, people were like, "Yep, that's the real Jean," because she fainted her first 10 seconds on screen.
Yep. She went immediately into the usual pass out.
It was one of the things where you finally realize, and that's the thing. And it may even as an avid reader, it still makes you like, yeah, when did it happen? When did it actually happen?
Wait, we still don't know in the comics.
We get details later, but you just never really know, and it just kind of just like, you know what, it happened.
The fuck it did. I want to know. I need answers.
Do we know if Sinister maybe has more of these just lying around? Like, that's another question I've had.
So here's the thing with Sinister. He has a massive hard-on for the gray and for the Summers and Gray bloodline. He just does, because he knows that here you have an Omega level mutant, and it's something about Scott's blood that he says they're going to create a kid who is virtually unstoppable. And he's right. And it's not Cable. It's another version of him, which is Nathan Gray. That's another timeline. It's another kid. But that's in that timeline, which is the Age of Apocalypse timeline, Jean Grey and Scott Summers, actually their bloodline does create Nathan Gray Summers. And he is like he's the man.
He's a problem.
He's a whole ass problem. He's like untapped potential. Like he's just like in a teenage body, but he looks like a full grown man. Not Cable full grown. Cable looks like I'm about 45, but going on 60. You know, like Nathan is a threat. Like they thought his mama was something when she got the Dark Phoenix. Like, no, Nathan is like, he's like, let's call it Nathan. Is he on our side? There's a lot of times he won't even, when he comes to the 616 timeline, there's battles he won't even get in. He was just like, I'm trying to figure out who I am. I'm trying to figure out why I'm here. I'm trying to figure out who's the good and who's the bad.
I'm sorry. Are those Storm earrings?
I said gem the holograms, but they could be Storm earrings too. But for me, for some reason, I went to gem the holograms.
Okay. I'm so sorry, Chris.
Cosplay.
And can I wait?
I'm surprised. Can
you send me I gotta finish out this outfit. Can you send me the rest?
I'll send you the link.
Okay. I appreciate you. I gotta put together.
Send me too. And actually, if we're gonna do that, Carrie, you can send me the link of yours because we like it.
I'll send everybody the link.
So
everybody
I'm all for
it. He says, as far as the show, I think people are theorizing season 4 in the comics. I believe Jean died and Scott saw Maddie and was like, yeah, she'll do it. It's like, if you think about when did Dark Phoenix take place, it was
not too long after that.
Yeah and it was like she was trapped in a cocoon, buried away somewhere. It was the Phoenix had it was a weird thing, really hard to explain, trust me. And so that whole Maddie and Jean thing, yeah. I'm just mad what they keep doing to Rachel. That's a whole nother thing. Like, they don't give Rachel no fucking love.
No.
Rachel is the actual kid of Scott and Jean.
Mm-hmm. But they treat like a redhead stepchild.
Yeah. They consistently, I'm just like, what is wrong with Rachel? and I think Apocalypse had a hold of her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the way they treat the Summers and Gray line. It's just like, yeah, these it's not right.
It's a whole ass experience.
So I think in comics, even though they kind of give a long, and this is what happens when you go through writers. Chris Claremont probably had the best run at that time, followed by Hickman, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So they had a better explanation of a lot of things. Things that they were going to, go out and do and tell the story, and had the longest runs on them as well. So that's why I hate when we're done with this line and we're killing everything and we're starting over. I like, don't start over. Continue.
Please.
So
which they're finally, well, I don't want to skip to the end. Go ahead.
They're doing, but it's like I said, the way they're telling it in animated form, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. I'm like, okay, you kind of skipped over a lot of fodder, and at the same time, it works because it's just they're telling this story. They're telling this story, and then we're gonna not so much dead stop it, but trust me, we're gonna get back to it.
Just gonna put a pin in it.
Yeah,
put a pin in it. We'll come back.
We're gonna hold that right there for a second.
We're not gonna look and lay it.
Yeah, we're not gonna look and lay. Like, we don't get in between nothing. Bishop is just trying to go home. He keeps asking Beast about his timepiece. He's just like, yeah, is that done yet? In the meantime, Sinister pops up, kidnaps baby Nathan, infects him with the techno-organic virus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the record, Sinister is not a mutant by birth.
Weirdo.
But yeah.
Oh wow. Like kind of like a Dr. Doom kind of character then?
He's more of a Friends of Humanity who had a very, very interest in mutant genetics and decided that, hey, how can I be a mutant and still be a human at the same time? Let me splice my own genes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's extremely smart, extremely conniving.
Idiot.
But he's a human by birth. Like, he doesn't have the X gene. He doesn't carry any form of it. He's just injected himself with a variation of it, which a concoction of things, like Will said.
Yeah, he likes to experiment way too many doggone times.
No, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Summers can't have any peace. They can't. They can't, as we see later on.
Oh my God. Are the
Summers all far from the tree on the deadbeat dad stick, though?
Right.
Scott has never been the only person he considers a deadbeat is his own father.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of not wrong.
Corsair, I mean,
I want to abandon my son. Was sending him to the future. Hallelujah, nigga. I'll see you.
In comics, Corsair and Star-Lord's dad would be the best of friends, probably.
Yeah.
So the way that it unfolded in not episode 3, season 3 or season 4 of the original X-Men, that's the way Scott's story actually is with his dad.
Yeah. Plane crashes, Corsair gets picked up by some space pirates, and he decides to just go off and have adventures.
That explains that other guy.
Wait, is he Luffy?
Pretty much.
In
a sense, yes.
Think of it. Okay.
Well,
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Star-Lord's dad is Ego. They changed that. His father in the books is actually Jason, and he's like royalty on another planet and an asshole. So take Kurt Russell's way of doing things and the way Ego was acting.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he just casually says, "Oh, so I gave your mother a tumor," blah, blah, blah. That's Jason.
Mm-hmm.
He's very nonchalant. He was like, "Oh, you'll get over it, kid. That's fine." That's Jason.
He really is a dick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, to the point to where Scott's got it, to the point where you can all understand why Scott has daddy issues.
Mm-hmm.
You almost kind of feel bad for him at that point. So it's
he doesn't want. He wants to be a father.
Mm-hmm.
Every chance he's just like, "What the fuck is wrong? That I can't be the father right here. What is going on?"
Yeah,
it's not my fault.
He's just not meant to be. And Scott wants so bad to connect with him, but it's like, I kind of want to blast you into oblivion.
Yeah. And then Cable has that whole thing against Scott. He's just, and it's like, it's not his fault.
It's like, sir, you lost out based on the fact of medical history and the advantages we have on Earth, and the fact that the guy who literally drugged you basically took you away from us, and we lost you due to poor health care.
Which we need to talk about that. Between the Avengers, Doctor Strange, and the X-Men, I find that the healthcare situation between them is similar to ours. It's like, it ain't that great.
Right.
You would think it would be.
But you're right. But at the same time, getting injected with a nano mechanical virus to the point to where Beast is like, I got nothing. I'm like, I mean, I could rewrite genetics better than Sinister, but go with the black guy. Go with the black guy in the future. I got nothing for you.
Yeah, he says, if I only liked One Piece. Here's a hero. Who I'm gonna say this. Who watches Grey's Anatomy? Who watches Grey's Anatomy?
Nobody in this room.
What show are you on again?
I mean, one day
this is
I
episode
want
3.
to, but
I do watch it occasionally. I can't.
No, I meant this podcast. So asking that question.
Oh. I was gonna say because Grey's Anatomy is the other version of One Piece.
Yes,
they just keep going.
Yes,
Law and Order is Law and Order is
the other version.
But you can watch Law and Order just because you want to see how many times can they write the same story in multiple seasons.
That part.
So, but in episode 3, we're getting the Goblin Queen just basically haunted house the entire mansion.
Right.
Yeah.
Just messed with everybody's head and everything else.
This was their horror episode.
This was their horror episode. This was.
Yeah.
And you get the whole Bishop telling Scott to hit me. And some people just ran with that. And I'm like, no. It's not that. Like, it's not a racial thing. It's not a racial thing.
Pure look away.
He just I'm like, he can take that energy and redirect it. And that's what he does. It's like, there's only so much the gun is going to do.
Right.
People really thought that was racial?
Yeah.
They he's like, white man hitting the black man. Like, they were like, yeah.
Bro, I need y'all to go back to sleep. Take a walk back to sleep.
Completely different direction.
You're going to find that one person. See what the mutant is, brother? See what they do with the mutant?
We are the mutants. That's what they don't seem to get.
You ask questions and not
as soon as you get an elevated brother from the future, what's the first thing they do? Try to take him out.
look, as Navy would say, I need y'all to go outside and touch some grass. But they dispatch it, and Madeline is, as Candy B would say, serving cunt.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, the leg spread and the whole nine. I'm just saying, Scott.
I'm like, how many Sharon Stone movies did that woman watch? I was just like,
what is
it was the 90s.
It was the 90s. It was the 90s.
I would say Basic Instinct was a 90s movie, so I guess that does make sense.
Yes. So I'm just like,
everything.
I was just like, ooh. And her hair was flowing. I'm like, what is y'all got some good hair product over there? She been in Magneto's product. I don't know what's going on.
Magneto found Wakandian shea butter.
Right.
So, thank you.
Say my name, Scott.
Right. And so meanwhile, while all this is going on, the real Jean is recovering. And she wakes up and she's like, you know what? I need to put this shit to rest. And then we get the Jean we know. She took her stuff and tied it back in a ponytail. I'm like, that's Jean. That's our Jean, because she wears it in a ponytail. And she's like, let me get to work on this, because this whole
I mean, she did kind of pull like a black mom, like, if you don't stop all this foolishness and get your tail in the house this instant.
I mean, when you got Storm living in the house, there are certain things you are not allowed to slack on. Cleaning the house on a Saturday morning, food and seasoning
in the food,
and her and Gambit are tag teaming on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so they're just like, yo, is that enough? Oh, that's just fine. Did Ancestor spoke to you too? Exactly.
What you know about human?
But in the meantime, this whole thing is going down with Rogue and Magneto. They're just kind of stealing away moments. They're not doing anything, but Gambit is like,
thank you.
On camera. I'm just saying.
What you doing in there?
Something
at 9 o'clock.
Nothing.
Gambit's villain origin story.
Right. And earlier in that episode, when Gambit, Logan, and Morph are in the training room, this is how petty Morph's ass is. I'm like,
I'm sure they're doing a lot of training.
He's like, oh, Magneto and Rogue at this time. And then he looks at Gambit and he's pressing the button like, not lying. Like, I'm like, dude, don't rub salt into the wound. You know
that look, I need everybody. This is a Mystique type of fucking energy. I still say that Morph is fucking Mystique is Morph. Morph would never. He's not that funny. Like, for real, he's not. Correct.
Oh, not Petty LaBelle. Not Petty LaBelle.
Petty LaBelle. I'm just saying, Morph guy did rub salt in the wound. Like, I'm sure they're just training.
It's the pressing of the buttons and looking at him real smug. Why he's like, nope, this time and this time. I'm like, dude.
What was that? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock?
Yeah, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Oh, damn, they don't even come out for water.
I'm just saying, they call it the danger room for a reason.
And then the awkward moment at breakfast with Magneto right after.
Right.
I'll take one if you're taking the orders. Nope, it's all gone.
You see,
motherfucker. No beignets for you.
It's like, bruh, you just in the danger room, really, Magneto? Just go ahead and just plant your flag right on the Cajun seasoning. Why don't you?
I mean, it's the safest place to blow out a back.
I mean,
so they can't find a cure for the baby. Bishop's timepiece is ready to go. He said there's enough juice in this thing to take 2 people back, and we have the tech to take care of this kid. And Scott, Scott was just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna win this battle. I don't want to face the possibility of knowing I have to do this. Do what the fuck I got to do. I can't help my kid here. And I know you're right, and I don't want to do it. I ain't got no choice. Bishop leaves off with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Madeline decides. She decides to pick the name Madeline. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
She has a nice talk with Jean. Jean leaves. Storm has already left. The team is breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little handshake. Like, all right, see you later.
She leaves off. You know, it's just
Meanwhile, episode 5.
not the Hall of Super Friends. Meanwhile, back on episode 5.
You gotta get that music behind it.
2 hours later.
Hours later.
So we are now going into episode 4. Episode 4 is a little different, and it's Nintendo and Life Death Part 1.
I still say, how did Nintendo not do?
This was fun for the simple fact of this is dealing with Jubilee turning 18.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still in that raincoat. She's every bit a teenager, right? Even though she's turning 18, she's still the youngest out the group. And she just wants to go to the arcade, go to the mall like they did in old times. And Magneto was pretty much, even though you didn't hear him say it, she came back into her room quoting him. Blah blah blah. We shouldn't be seen out there like children. We got work to do. It's you know, and this is a moment in which she's coming down for breakfast, and Morph has a sly remark towards Magneto about parents. In which I'm like, that ain't the joke you want to tell, my guy. Towards Magneto. And that's when he says, Magneto says, like, my parents perished when I was a child. Look at Logan's face. He gives a side look like, I could have told you that, but I wanted to watch you. I wanted to watch you fall in it. I just wanted to see you fall in it. So we get Mojo, who's had a lot of liposuction.
Or Ozempic.
Ozempic. Yeah. He been talking to Fat Joe.
Not Ozempic.
Even Jubilee said it. He was like a little nip tuck there and everything else. And
I'm so glad you noticed. I was like, just petty.
Mozempic. That's what Mozempic.
I mean, Nintendo in the original used to be dumb.
Yeah. So this is a nice little callback. It's a break from the team already falling apart. It's just Jubilee being Jubilee fighting a gang that's based off her life, basically. Mm-hmm. In which point she runs into her beta self, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an older version of herself who is much more experienced in doing moves that we've never seen. And it's the original voice actress.
Yeah.
Playing all, which they're doing a lot of callbacks. For the cast that's alive, they're doing a lot of callbacks for a lot of things, which is good. I think it's fantastic.
The Russian shuriken though, just
yeah.
That's where I'm like, I'm not mad because yes, your abilities allow you to do that, but I mean, give me something original. I mean, you could have made a spear out of your powers, and that would have been nice and called it a Valkyrie spear. But no, we had to go hit and leap for the village on that one, all the way down to the run.
Yeah, and there's not too many takeaways from that first half. Just a fun type of romp in the video game world, you know. And watching the two Jubilees kind of instantly team up because you know it's Jubilee with Jubilee. While Robert DaCosta is just still afraid to use his damn power. I'm like, dude. Your life has been in danger too many times,
right?
To be worried about what if they see me on TV. Right. You are going to die.
He's not even
you are going to die.
It's like I think you can use your powers. That's all I'm saying. You know, right. upon death, I'm like, hey, I think we can throw out a little thing called morals.
It's like your choices are your options are pretty much limited here, my guy. You need to stop falling over the couch and stuff and do something.
Mm-hmm. Could it be like an allegory for coming out per se?
Could be.
Because like if he's talking about like he don't want to be seen and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, it could. Well, I would take that if it wasn't for him and Jubilee kissing at the end.
Right.
Okay. I got. I think, even though I still hate this because I want him to just be the character that he's supposed to be and just be, you know, I can understand him being in the closet or what have you, but you're making it maybe a little bit more confusing for some people, especially because ultimately that's the path he's going to go down. There is no way they're changing that character's story. That would be yeah. Yes. Oh, right. So, like, okay.
I was about to say I'm learning right now a lot because I have seen I have seen the animated recently. I rewatched that or whatever, and I have seen a lot of live action, and I don't remember his character in any of the live actions. If he was, you got to remind me. But
what was the television? There was one show. No, it wasn't that. It was. And he didn't go by Robert DaCosta. It was on ABC. No, it was on Fox. And they took liberties with the mutants and their names. It was, I think, 3 seasons. It might be on.
It was based on the Hellfire Club with the girl.
No. Oh yeah.
The Runaways.
Not the Runaways, because Lorna was in it.
That was on Hulu. The one on Fox was the one based on a Hellfire Club and Magneto's like
daughter,
secret
his other
daughter or something like that with green hair. I can't remember her name.
I know who you're talking. Okay.
Because they wouldn't even mention Magneto, but you knew it was Magneto because it was like, oh, your father left you this, and it was his headpiece. And she, like the next episode, she formed it into her own headpice.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the name of the show.
Generation X?
No. Oh God, that's the movie. That's the movie.
It was the something. It was with
Gifted. I think it was called The Gifted. I think
okay.
It was with homegirl that was from Angel and homeboy that was from oh God, that vampire show on HBO. I can't remember. Stephen somebody.
True Blood.
True Blood. Yeah, because they played. He was the father.
Before I get my point, my whole point was I think what they're trying to do is to show how you can be confused, or you can be trying to see if you can be this particular thing and then eventually figuring out who you actually are and being out and proud about what you actually are and not being afraid to show that part of you. I think that's where they're going. I really hope that's where they're going, even though it's a little itchy and annoying, but otherwise I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah. So the second half of this episode is life death, and this is following Storm, and she's in, you know, at the end of previous episode we see Storm in a diner and Forge walks up to her. He says, I'm an old friend of Charles Xavier, I think I can help. And somebody was saying, oh, she should know who he is. No, in the previous version she had never met Forge. She wasn't there when Charles and Forge were talking. She wasn't even in the room. So she didn't know who Forge was. This is her first time meeting Forge. And he takes her back to the cabin and he says, I think I can help you. I'm an old friend of Charles. Let's see if we can get this worked out. He feeds her some dope ass chili.
Don't sleep on Bison, B.
But then we get Allison Smith again, you busting her chops, playing the demon and Storm because she's having these nightmares. He uses a machine to try to get her powers back. It doesn't work. And once again, she's reaching up for the sky. She's trying to get the winds to call. And she thought she had it, but it was just some birds coming out of the trees and a slight breeze, and it wasn't her. And yeah, they do. They love Chris Claremont. Yeah, they do. And people were saying this should have been a longer episode as far as whether it was the Motendo half or the life death half. Trust me, they weren't done.
Right.
They were far from done. And we get this demon showing up, and it becomes this whole situation where what's next for our goddess? What's happening? And then we get Oh, this was a hard one. Thank God, this was a hard one. We get the hard one. Remember it.
I don't want to.
No,
as Kira goes dark,
in solidarity.
We did the abridged version. So go back, watch the last episode. We did the abridged. We'll do the quick abridged version. We get happiness on Genosha. Sentinels come up. Cable's too late to stop everything. Sentinels blow up the island. Gambit takes a hit for the team, and boom, we're done. We're moving. But I will say this. I will say this. This is where things are changing. And it says a lot about how this show was being made up, how this show was written, because despite the trauma, damn, is it good? I can say that. I can say that with clear conscience. Episode 5 was good, despite the trauma. Episode 5 was damn good, and we get Scott. Like, you know what? I ain't got my kid. I ain't got my wife. I done lost a second home, pretty much. That was a safe place, a safe haven for us. This bullshit has got to stop.
I can't wait for Black Air Force One Scott to show up. I cannot wait.
I'm tired. I'm sorry.
That's right. Go to the uploads. There's a whole Genosha grief counseling session we did last week. So,
man, I missed it.
We had to
literally they're running it up right now, so that clearly someone needed that.
Look,
I watched it again, and I'm on it.
Nacho.
Find yourself on the couch again, just kind of holding yourself.
Right.
Oh my God.
Because exactly like Chris, like like that. I remember being like, why is it so smushy? I'm like, it felt like it was a little bit over smushy, and then when all the action was happening, I'm like, oh my God, it just hit so much harder.
Yeah.
But see, this I will say this about episode 5 as well. It was called Remember It. But if you think about everything that was happening in this episode, it was everybody recalling something.
And
I'm like, once again, damn, this is good writing. Like when the shock and everything has gone down, and when everything is, you're like, once again, makes you ask the question, what did this dude do? What happened? You know, and it's like, there's an NDA out. I know it. Nigga, don't ask. I know I ain't supposed to say that, but that's what it is. And I'm like, this is just, it's good writing. I'm sorry.
Pain with a purpose?
Pain with a purpose. Oh my God. So we get to episode 6 because, like I said, we did the abridged version of episode 5. We're getting to episode 6, Life Death. I didn't mean to put part 6, but you know, it's actually
you get the idea.
Yeah, it's actually it was actually part 2. I was looking at the listing and looked at part 6, and I'm like, I can't wait till we get all of this place. But we're dealing with the Shi'ar. And if anybody remembers me saying it, and those who've read the comics, we already know Charles ain't dead.
He's been migrated. He changed addresses for a little while in universes.
You know, we up there. We get introduced to Shi'ar Empire and the Imperial Guard and Deathbird.
That hoe there.
If that was the Nene of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that was all Nene energy.
Their whole family dynamic is like an early 2000s VH1 show. Like it was giving Flavor of Love and I Love New York and I Love Money, all of it.
Agreed.
I wasn't mad at it when she said it. I'm like, man, you ain't have to say the quiet part out loud. Like,
no, she was already mad. What you call it? Called her a pigeon.
Yeah. But see, that tells you just how much Deathbird and Lalandra always are going at it. Like,
yeah,
you're my sister, but I can't stand you.
Right.
That throne should be mine. Not the way you act. You know? It's Thor and Loki all over again. Loki, I need the throne. That should be mine. No, my G. Not the way you act. I don't think so.
That's why Roman didn't feel that healing his cheek, because he called her a pigeon.
Right. So
still
is everybody on that island, on that planet atop? Because what is with the dumb, the healing, the face? You heard what I said, and I said it again. Is everybody there atop? Because they are on some serious shit on that planet. Don't nobody take shit from nobody.
Exact that.
Well, dang.
But did you see your favorite summers?
Yeah. Yeah, but that bitch right there, right?
This bitch.
Like they opened up with the Imperial Guard fighting the Kree, and I'm like, the Kree is just always in some shit. They just always in shit. Like in comics, every time the Kree show up, it was like, well, okay, which one of you? Because we really ain't got time for the BS you bring it to the table. I'm sorry, but we ain't got time. And
Martin is turning purple.
I will never look at
him the way I want to get him.
I will never look at Throne World the same way again. Deathbird, have you ever been swallowed?
Oh my!
Well, we know something going on. We know something going on with Charles. He ain't lost too much feeling. Oh my God! So Charles been up there. He's been in his exo armor, so he's been walking around with his. He's the consort, I should say. He's the consort, and whatever he did, he put it down because she is in love, and she ready to lock this down. But he, and she introduces him to the court as her new consort, saying he's human, but he's the greatest of his kind, blah blah blah. And he's just kind of like, I feel like I'm the side piece, but at the same time not the side piece,
right?
Is the vibe he get? Is the vibe I'm getting? He's like,
Charles is her bottom bitch.
that's the vibe I'm getting. Like, oh, you're the bottom. Okay, somebody had to be the bottom. I was like,
sorry.
Oh, remember in Guardians, Gamora said, "I will not be seduced by your pelvic sorcery."
Right. His pelvis is broken.
I had a really bad joke.
That's Chuck.
But Charles, you ain't got no legs.
I ain't got no legs, but these hips don't lie, baby.
Thank you,
Trey.
Oh my God.
Count it.
He said he got that.
Got everything he knows.
You will come back, Trey. Don't you see yourself out? It's officially a dark version.
But
just sashay that one in there, just
look. So there's this whole thing going on, and Charles is like, I've been up here living life. I've been given a second chance. Wouldn't it be nice once we're married to kind of go away for a little while? He trying to work. He trying to play the head game, quote unquote, without actually doing that, And she picks up on it right away. She's like, "You don't have to lie with me. Just say you want to go back. If you want to go back and see your children, that's fine." But and he was like, "Well, you can come with me, and we can do this thing from both ends."
I don't. Did you? How long was I down there when I picked you up? Did you see my feet touch the ground? Actually, no, thank you.
Like, I'm the queen here.
Yes, sir.
Coming to live with me.
But again, it's like you laid a good game down. Now he knows your tax returns are showing up, and he's trying to sell you a dream.
I just need to go back home for a little bit. I ain't got to stay. I gotta. And I feel him on it because it is the X-Men are his babies.
You ain't going to see your ex, Charles. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know how welcomed you're going to be because they think you're dead. Your main boy has been going through a depressive state, dealing with your death, and amongst other things that you don't know about yet, because that takes place exactly at the same time as episode 5. These two things are taking place at the same time, concurrent. Yep. They're taking place, so that's why it didn't happen like that day and then the next day he's picking up on. No, that's happened at the same time. So they're just like, here's your ultimatum. If you stay, we get to wipe your mind. Forget everything about Earth. He's just like, yes. Then he mentioned Magneto. He's like, but I can't. Well, they don't mention Magneto, but he's like, I can't forget Magneto. Meanwhile, over in the desert, our goddess is taking care of Forge because he done got bit by the demon.
Yep.
Which, shout out to Caramel Horn, the Blurred Girl, because she asked a very poignant question. While they're trying to get rid of the demon, Forge brings out a magic book and says a spell that gets rid of the demon for a hot minute. Caramel puts up a question earlier today. She says, "We know that Forge is Native American. He's indigenous. We also just been introduced to a new indigenous hero that was created on What If by the name of Kaori. The question is, could that be his mother or his ancestor?"
Survey says yes.
Kurama?
That's fine.
The only difference is by nature, by design, Forge is Cheyenne, but it doesn't say both his parents are Cheyenne.
Right.
That's just part of his hair. They just say he's Native American, he's Cheyenne. But is he half Cheyenne? Is he have what is it, Mohawk? I think was Kaori.
But there's the link. Yeah. The link is the fact that they do have the same source of quote unquote magical ancestry, if you will.
Can I also point out how much those rings looked very similar?
Right.
To little something a little strange about them rings.
It's bad enough he kind of favors them without the white streaks on the side. It's bad enough. Like, I'm like,
like it's the Sanctum Sanctorum missing a book. That's all I wanted to know.
Or his mother could have trained his mother could be a sorcerer.
Yeah,
that's what my head immediately went.
Well, he did say his mother was a shaman that did practice the arts. They never said it was the mystic arts.
Yeah, so it makes you wonder: is the relation there? Kaori doesn't have to be his mother, but is there a relation there? It could be his great grandmother. It could be his aunt.
Yeah,
is there? Marvel, this is a time to make a strong
Echo. Fucking Echo, by the way.
They're there. Because I think she's Choctaw, if I'm not mistaken.
I can never pronounce that word. Yeah, but yeah.
And they deal with the spirit realm too. Like, I'm just saying, I don't know what I know, but I might know something about knowing something.
Yeah, you can make these could be very well input.
They're slowly laying the groundwork to make this very interconnected, because we've already seen the Watcher, like Kara was saying, the rings when he does the spell, and old girl that need to be slapped in the mouth, she referred to Charles as Terran. We hadn't heard that till Guardians,
right?
I don't think they said it in the original show. So
we also got told our Milky Way was a ghetto. So
but was she wrong?
She said that.
End of the episode, Charles said, "Send me back to the hood, then hold. The real M's need me anyway."
I was gonna say the same thing. So our part of the universe where you do warp 2 going through it.
How does Sam Wilson said he's wrong? He's out of line, but he's not wrong.
Right.
Part of the universe that don't wash their legs.
I like if somebody put the meme. It's just a picture of Deathbird. It's like, if I send you this, just know it means it's ghetto.
Right.
Such an amazing time.
Just wow.
I like that we're bringing back the. Did we get a source for what the claustrophobia was about, or
so yeah, her so quick update. So Storm's claustrophobia deals with her parents' death. Her parents died in a building their building was blown up, missile.
Yeah.
And she was alive, but she was buried under the rubble. That's where her claustrophobia comes from.
Next to her parents.
To her parents, yes.
Two pieces of continuity. I was like, Storm's claustrophobia, and if Charles enters your mind, he's giving himself working legs.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
He was standing front and center at the front of the class and raised his damn hand.
Yeah, so meanwhile, the Shi'ar Empire, they are at odds. The Imperial Guard, she looks at Gladiator and says, Gladiator, Elandra says, Gladiator, if anybody goes against me, take him down. So he quickly looks at Deathbird and was like,
who want what, bitch?
that was a funny
piece in the biscuit for your bird ass.
She actually pays me. I don't know what I was like, I only did you because you're her sister.
That look you gave her was like, all I needed was a reason, and I have justification.
Right.
It's like,
at which point Charles decides to play Michelle Pfeiffer from Dangerous Minds.
Right. And
create a mental classroom, stand up, eating an apple, and says, that's enough. Class is in session.
I mean, that ball gag apple was pretty disrespectful in my opinion.
Because she need to watch her mouth.
Nah, that was funny.
Nah, he breaks down to them what they're doing wrong and what they should be doing. Now, at this point, this is where you're looking at Charles. You're like, dude, this is one of them times where what you're teaching works. Like you're reaching them. You're telling them, like, hey, I'm telling you about yourselves. My part of the Milky Way might be ghetto. However, I know BS when I see it.
Right.
And y'all didn't just get this whole galaxy and this whole royal thing going on niceties. Y'all been doing the same shit that's been going on with us.
We learned it by watching you.
Right.
I don't remember the quote fully, but when he did the demonstration, like, you're cutting people down at the knee and then pretending that you're above them when really you short their entire livelihood.
Yeah.
Very much.
Impose your livelihood onto them and say, hey, we can help you if you assimilate with our way.
What you call peace is merely just quiet oppression. I was like, damn.
I'm sorry. Do we have intergalactic colonizers? Is that what we're doing? Is that what it's called?
You had
intergalactic
Martin right there.
That's the first thing I said. I was just like, damn colonizers. I was like, we get them down here, you get them up there. And I was like, damn. This is why we identify with the mutants so well. We just know bull when we see it.
Our Gladiator wanted what she's to whoop somebody's ass. That's his job. Well, I got to the middle of this meeting. Just tell me who I got to hit.
Like, I don't have time for this. He said Charles just calling the colonizer a colonizer. And nobody said anything different. Everybody was sitting there like, damn, he right. Except for Deathbirds.
Points were made.
Demerits, and next time, raise your hand.
Also, I love that basically everyone's moments got interrupted because it's like Storm is flying and enjoying her new outfit, and Charles is teaching a class, and Forge and all that, she's like, hey, niggas are dying down here. Shh, let me have my moment.
So after all that, Storm they find the cacti that could heal Forge, and he said the reason why I came here with you is because I know you have a problem with cramped spaces. And I'm like, see, you looking out. You on death's bed and you still looking out. You know you messed up years ago. You didn't know they were gonna do that, but whatever.
Did he get infected by a bite from like a figment of her imagination though? That's what I'm confused.
No, he got bit. He got bit by a demon. Yeah. It was a manifestation of her fears and everything else, like the Shadow King. It's kind of the same thing.
It feeds on her
fear. The plague doesn't disappear with the demon. That was what confused me.
Well, it was the fact that the fact that her fear had manifested into AKA the demon. that's the reason why when she finally overcame it and realized that her powers were never gone, it was more like a mind over matter type thing.
Because it kept that's why I had her voice. It was like it's this thing is manifesting itself, but it's in her voice because it's dealing with her fear, it's dealing with her confidence level right now. It's dealing with her loss and being unsure about a lot of stuff, which we're not really used to seeing from Storm. Like when she walk in the room, that's confidence. Which is literally
it's her versus her. It's literally her in that entire scenario. Is her versus her.
Yeah.
And somebody was pointing. Well, I kind of noticed it too, but it's kind of a love letter to Black women. Kind of, even though I'm really tired of this. Black women are superwomen every goddamn way or not. Nigga, sometimes I'm fucking tired, but
Black girl.
But
let's just say what it is. I'm talking Black.
It's more of a she can overcome anything, which I appreciate very much.
At the same time, can she have a moment to?
Because now what she got to do? Now she got to go and help clean up the fucking mess. Like I'm tired. I had a nice vacation, but y'all fucked me up. Y'all really took me out the game for real. But I still couldn't take a break because I got my own goddamn demons coming at my neck and this motherfucker's neck too. I just wanted to eat some chili and chill. That's all I wanted to do.
I was riding horses and I was letting the hair. I was just enjoying myself.
I got my edges back.
Yeah.
And
so
Tiff's tweet killed me. Storm got her original 75 fit in her 40-inch platinum Peruvian bust down back. Remember who the hell she was? Swapped them work boots out for thigh highs and a bare torso real quick. And then somebody else asked Storm over the river, like living my best life, and the tweet underneath it. That band is back on a plank dying. This ain't about him.
This ain't about him.
It's Storm saying when the adversary has her pretty much in that cramped crawl space and making it close in on her, and she says, "I can't breathe." And Bo actually put up a Twitter with George Floyd paired with her saying, "I can't breathe." And I think, me personally, I think the studios was like, "This is too much realness. This is supposed to be a children's show." No, it's supposed to be X-Men. Deal with it. That's what I'm thinking. The whole toxic behavior is coming from.
If you talk to me the way you're supposed to, maybe we wouldn't have these fucking shows.
Yes.
I just think her and Forge to actually be in love. I don't know. Lalandra and Xavier and Forge and Rogue just seem kind of like that just happened off screen. Like I feel like I don't see the build up for either of those. I feel like Charles.
Listen to Lenny Williams. Lenny tell you, maybe you've never been in love like I've been in love. You're still wet behind your ears. It's all good. We love you.
I feel like this whole episode, Charles was like, y'all could have just let me die if I was going to deal with this shit.
I mean, that's what he felt.
So Storm is able to basically battle her demon. And in the midst of doing that, she realizes that power, that weapon may have tamped her down, but the rest has been her holding it back. Like and not real holding herself back, basically.
I don't want to go back. I'm trying to Forge got cut off in the middle of talking about something with a white lie. And I'm trying to figure out what the white lie they were being told was. Because I know Storm said it, but I think it was a different
iteration
context.
Yeah.
I think it was just the initial approach at the bar versus admitting kind of my fault you're in this predicament.
Yeah.
And it's her fight. She fights back. The lightning strikes the adversary, therefore getting rid of it. My girl flies out of the crawl space. Full Sailor Moon. Edges back, headpiece, original costume.
Terrorizing the horses.
Satellite is picking up the daggone interference somewhere in the middle of the desert. The goddess is back.
That's the part. Horses just running rapid because of lightning and thunder, and she just flying right beside them, all happy and stuff.
Hello.
Just really?
She posing in midair. I'm like, yo.
Ooh,
And then,
I need them boots. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on them shoes. I gotta find them shoes.
But,
I need it all.
And all I can say is,
Bob.
I'm like, this is all great and all, but damn, she flew right past Forge's ass.
Yeah.
That was my whole thing. He's back there on just a plank of wood.
When she comes out of basically being unafraid of anything, I'm flying by everybody. I'm just gonna breathe me for a minute. Let me have my shine.
But maybe you go save the person you meant to go save it first before you decide to do a full fly.
Stop over her being claustrophobic. Okay,
I'm dying
over that. No.
I got poison in my chest. Before you fly over.
Sorry,
he's like, I know what the stuff is. I know how to make it. You'll be fine.
You made the gun that shot me. You can wait 10 minutes.
I maybe can't. That's the problem.
That's probably the problem. In the middle of your self-discovery, which I'm happy about, I could be croaking.
Could be, but you could stop it. Stop it.
Like she's in the atmosphere, and somewhere down there's a little triangle that says "revive" just hovering over his body.
Right.
But he does get healed. She makes the sound that she does make the cream or whatever that heals him. And while he's recovering in the bed, he flips on the TV, which I find that they hadn't watched TV in so long. They was chilling and eating chili, you know.
Right.
And that's when she sees what happened in Genosha. Now she's taken aback. And at the same time, while Charles is teaching his mental class, he gets a strike. And he sees everybody turn to skeleton, like their bodies are burnt away. The globe explodes. He sees Gambit, and then Gambit's all of a sudden a skeleton. He collapses. He's like, I got to go home.
Right.
To hell with everything else. I got to go. I can't be here anymore.
You can never come back. Your family don't like me anyway. That's been this whole episode.
Right.
Really.
Listen. What Safari said, because Deathbird was way more triggering to me than all of episode 5. I wanted to punch her in the throat the whole time. I have lived through several Deathbirds in my life. I'm so happy to be on the other side. I love my lady. She bought me this amazing hoodie. But there are some winches.
Yikesy.
Talk about the Milky Way. Heifer, drop me back on the block, man. My niggas need me right now.
That pretty much. He's just like, you know what? The hell with what you talking about? And he literally, she was like, but what about us? He was like,
what about
this is, I guess that's the end
what
of
about
us.
I've never understood us since season 3. Y'all just like, it was Phoenix, and by the way, we're in love, and y'all just made that a thing. And then even at the end of the show, you didn't die. She just came to call dibs on the body and left.
Pretty much.
It's called rom-com. It happens in rom-coms all the time. It takes like a week.
Look, Master Splinter and that whatever the fuck made more sense at the end of Mutant Mayhem than every time, Forge, I get it. Forge and Storm, some time has probably passed off screen. These two, every time they meet, it's just like we're in love, and I'm like, when do y'all have time for these conversations between trying to murder Gene all the goddamn time?
Well, you
and
figure
whatever current problem isn't yours, but you keep coming here for it.
For Charles, it could be easier because he can see into somebody's mind, and he's like,
"Yo, Will, you
I
violate
can sense everything you do, and all that great stuff, and come out." Now you know me, and I know you, and I don't know. I don't know.
And I'm saying, how unhappy has Charles been in this relationship that, like, when he took over everyone's mind, he was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I can do this."
I had to do it. I had to do it.
Just why?
I had to do it.
Basically,
what is wrong with you?
Basically, he's like, "Hey, he's basically like, hey, they gave me working legs. I might as well pay it back in penile."
Yeah,
he dropped the dick off.
Yeah, hey, he's like, you ain't getting no more of this peen right now. I got to go home, and I'm like, so that's what it took for you to. It took for people to die,
millions,
right?
Millions
to be like, I gotta go.
My man had a whole Obi-Wan Kenobi for it. Like, I felt a disturbance in the force,
right?
My kids were down there humping and happy, and it is ruined. I need to go home.
He said it. He was like, they were drinking wine and making love. I'm like, yeah, this ain't the kids show no more. This stopped being a kids show a long time ago.
A few steps back, a few episodes back.
So he's, we get our extra credit scene, and it's Bolivar Trask, and he's running away, and even Trask realized, I fucked up.
Whoopsie.
I fucked up. Oh my God. I fucked up. I created something that did what to Genosha? Oh my God.
My thing about him is
it was gonna play out, asshole. The fuck, right? Nigga, he was a part. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's one of the ones that's like, he was like, I didn't say I hated him. I just don't like him. I lost my job to one. I just didn't say. I was like,
this was
in the OG series. He didn't Master Mode try to get him to put computer chips in people. That should have been the wake up call for him then.
You like to think so.
Master Mode basically said racism is like a LimeWire virus. You all need to be fixed.
Yeah. So somewhere Ultron was like, that nigga spitting. That was See,
I mean,
it's not just me.
This is too much.
So you realize the big threat is once again Mr. Sinister pulling all the strings, the puppet master, as if you will, behind the scenes doing all this stuff, just like which if you read, 1 through 6, everybody.
Yeah, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
Shout out to Mayhem keeping the straight serial killer face while he's
that's always though. That isn't always.
I said it in my review. Whoever wrote the script, Elon probably owes you money.
Yeah.
And here the question that's on everybody's lips, at least across our community in Black Twitter, what the hell happened for Bo? We need to know. We need answers, like expeditiously, like yesterday.
Bo was trying
because we know it's not we know it's not the OnlyFans thing. He didn't have that anymore. He got rid of it. When he got the job to do this show, he got rid of it. He shut it down. So it's not the OnlyFans.
All I can say is either it's a body or he messed with somebody up high.
How about this? I don't think it's not no, it could be because we don't know. It's something justified. Because if it wasn't justified, Disney would have been already in front. Like, this is what he did. This is what he did. This is what he did. The fact that we're still guessing, the shit is justified.
Because it's been, 6 weeks?
And it hasn't came out yet.
And he's still speaking on the product like...
Yeah.
Unless somebody's...
Y'all enjoying what I got, huh?
Level talk.
Unless somebody's signing NDAs.
Which I think that's what it is.
My first theory was Bo was trying, make Charles and Magneto a little bit. But y'all, follow me real quick for my non-sports fans. The Boston Celtics, real good at basketball. They was in first place and all that. All of a sudden, their coach got fired. Ime Udoka, who was dating Nia Long, decided to cheat on her. And everybody was like, I mean, listen, cheating is a bad thing to do. Don't do it. But that's his business. What that guy do with the team? Why he get fired? Then you find out who he cheated with was the owner's daughter. So maybe Bo potentially kissed the wrong person at Disney. Maybe he was making connections that ain't nobody want to see the light of day. That's why it's real quiet.
If anybody's watching on IG, if you go to the YouTube channel, you can actually see your comments, because IG you can't really share them on here.
Yeah, for some reason everything except Instagram loads over here. We can see Facebook, Instagram, or not Facebook, Twitch, YouTube.
But everything
IG for reason does not work on this thing.
Yeah, right. Unfortunately, I would have to copy paste. So yeah, if you're watching on IG, jump over to the YouTube channel or Twitch. and your comment, you can see the comment and I can throw it up. But yeah, it's I'm going back to my list.
Go ahead.
There's a mutually assured destruction scenario in my head, and Disney is very child friendly. Now, if it's something like that in the Michael Jackson territory, I would think that and that's the face, and that's why I'm like, I don't think that is what could happen, but that fits very well in my whole everybody shut the fuck up scenario. That I don't think that's it, but because they won't say what the fuck it is, that's my imagination, and I'm not saying that is it. I swear to fucking Christ, because Bo, nigga, I got you, my guy, in my heart, my soul.
I think the whole community of X-Men fans and Black Twitter and Blerd are just like, yo, you need to come back. We don't know what happened because 6 weeks and nothing was said.
Whoever it is, just come outside.
See. Not, I wasn't thinking potentially kissing my child Michael Jackson-y, but more like kissing my child Magic Johnson son-ish.
Yeah,
so
yeah, or Scottie Pippen.
Can't have that out there in the public because I'm the chief whatever at Disney. You can't be kissing my son
or having that what they call conflict of interest.
Are we
type of thing?
Creative differences.
Yeah.
Or my son is not supposed to. We can't.
It's going to look weird, like you're messing with the head person's kid.
That one, Kira. That's the one.
We in a Christian household, and you causing confusion in my home.
Right.
Now, Lord forbid. I hope it's not that.
I don't think.
I don't. I'm more. It's just from. I just see the wording of everything, creating a toxic environment, hard to work with, and I'm thinking just from what we've seen in the writing, and it's just like maybe they didn't know what they were. They were like, oh no, he's coming strong. Like you're gonna get this. Like I'm a fan. This needs to be addressed. Like even in the original version. They couldn't at that time in that era when Magneto would have those flashbacks, they couldn't reference the Holocaust. Now they are. So it's just like, okay, you're putting this reality stuff right, like because he's a Holocaust survivor. You know, he's one of the ones that got out, and there's things going on that needs to be addressed. There is rampant racism. There are LGBTQ members in the X-Men, X-Force, Generation X, all of these groups. They're there. They're different nationalities. They're there. This is one thing that literally encompasses many nationalities, and they all face the same fucking threat, which is why a lot of people that look like us resonate so well with mutants. It was like, we know what that battle like. We know what that battle is like. And it's and we get it. There's people out there. There's a group out there that feel like, oh, we should do unity. Yeah, every time we try that, y'all burn us. We want, it's not that we don't want it, it's just we're very cautious. You burn us. And every time the mutants go and mind their business, you burn them. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, Central Park. I could go on. Seneca.
Yeah. Tried to go to Asteroid M, and y'all didn't want us to leave. Make it mine.
We cultivated a whole doggone planet. You still wanted to come fuck with us.
Like we were minding our business, and you did nothing.
I still blame Charles though. Charles,
Yeah, no, fuck Chuck.
Charles had the ability to literally turn every human in our favor and chose not to.
We just need one, dude. Just one. It's like Jason Hood said. It's like Jason Todd said. I'm not asking you to kill all your villains, Bruce. Just that one.
Just anybody, just him. But no, really, truly, Magneto could have went to Charles and said, look, you have the ability to influence every human on this planet. You have the ability to wipe their memories. You have the ability to have them accept mutants for all they are. You're telling me that your morals will keep you from saying love all mutants? Then they don't even have to praise us as gods. Look, I'm just saying, you can solve this problem tonight.
You don't even have to love us. You just have to respect us. It's just respect.
Oh,
I don't need your love. I got my own, baby.
Scratch that. Magneto, no, make them pray to us.
that would be Magneto's thing.
Look, you go too far.
I'm like this. If I'm Magneto and I'm like, Charles, I need you to one or two of them, the worst of them, because they will follow those, and that would just one or two. That's it. You get those two right, the rest will fall in line. I'm not saying get all of them. You get one or two of them, lock them in.
See, I'd be petty. I can just see him just saying, get them all. You have the ability. You have the ability to get all humans. You are by far the most dangerous mutant in all of X-Men is you. You alone are the most dangerous person, and you're a pacifist.
And they respect you because they're like, oh, he's never going to do anything.
Right.
What if you did? Just as many times you done put up a mental block in Wolverine and Jean's mind.
They won't know.
I love the fact that he tries to there and say, but we can't change humans' way of thinking. Didn't you kind of do a mind prison on like 3 of your mutants?
Didn't you try to brain fucking blast Storm not 6 months ago?
Mm-hmm. You literally took a whole alien empire and made them sit down in class. You can do this.
but turning around humans, that's a moral issue.
Mm-hmm. You did it your own, but not them. Okay, I see you, Chuck.
You can solve all of this shit with one hit.
I'm like 5 minutes in Cerebro, and then we have a picnic. I don't see the problem. I mean, I'll follow you, Charles. You understand what I'm saying? Me and the Brotherhood, we will disband tonight.
All you said disband tonight. Like, make them feel our pain, and they will understand. Right. And then middle block, and then walk away.
Or if it makes you feel any better, make them forget that this ever happened to them. Yeah. Then the only person that's going to know is you.
And then reparations. And that's all you got to say.
Pull an Attack on Titan, just wipe everybody's minds.
Pretty much. And who's going to know?
Right, but what if they do it again? Not if you put a mental block in place. That's it.
I mean, you put mental blocks in. You put mental blocks in for people to remember stuff. Let's just say that they immediately start giving people money. It's like, why am I remembering this? Immediately start giving people money. Why am I handing you money? I don't know, but thank you.
You're like, Charles, we have to charge $10 for one apple on Genosha. Don't you think that's a little bit extensive? I'm just saying.
But it's always funny. That's what always trips me about X-Men. It's like the problem solver wants everything to be solved organically, and I'm like, you're kind of full of shit.
Just kind of push it to this, just a little push, just a little push. That's all you need to do.
I mean,
I get if Jean gets mad because of course, Logan, he's so brain scrambled, he probably doesn't care.
Jean gets mad, worlds get rewritten.
Right. Mm-hmm. But if you get one of them, just one, just fix all. You can fix all this. Chuck, come on, Chuck.
Or Wanda
to do it. Then he's out of business. What's he gonna do? Kidnap other humans now?
I didn't trust Wanda to do it.
If he gets one human to, if he just pushes that one mentally, he can still play pacifist ambassador.
That's why I would say every time I say Professor,
it's a win-win.
Charles has never been a pacifist since he admitted what he did to one mutant. Ever since then, you're not a pacifist, sir. You're just in denial.
That you can't hold that title like that anymore. You just need just one. I ain't asked all
like once you
can still go on your you can still go on your world peace run and help them out and everything else, as long as you got that one that's the influence, and that's it.
And we're not even talking about what he did to his son.
Good Lord.
Right.
We're not even talking about what happened to Legion. That
kid was screwed.
Yeah. really,
I'm like, how you're bipolar and everything else,
right? And you have and your abilities are 10 times more than your father.
Yeah.
But again,
like, but what about my son? Look, that's a special case.
You had to put your son in a prison labyrinth of his own mind to the point to where he thought he was crazy.
Yeah, you had to figure something out with that. Like we're not talking about it. We're talking about you can clear up the war situation. You can clear up the financial situation. First off, you can clear up the whole mutant situation, which ain't a situation because the humans is causing the situation. But imagine if you just got the one human that said, I'm putting the law in place. And we're going to help take this $50 billion that we sending over here for a war. We can just take that $50 billion and help them cultivate.
See, y'all are thinking too. I love y'all. Y'all thinking too small. Y'all think one man is really. Are we not in a political climate of fucking the end of democracy right now? Not because of one dude, because of
multiples.
See, this was.
But see, if we're doing just the one guy, this Charles still has a job. He can still play world peace ambassador.
But at the same time,
boy be bored as shit. You know he cannot stay out of nobody's fucking business.
Like here's the problem though. You can go for everybody.
We ain't worried about that.
Here's the thing. This is the petty side of me though. Because if I was Magneto and I was like, Charles, that dude, fuck with him, I would be petty and say, yeah, have him believe he's a liar.
I mean, we got a certain, cheese-colored person
Cheetah
on trial right now. You just kind of say he lying.
Or better,
he lying.
What if he forced him to, no, it's worse. What if he forced him that everything he said was 100% truth, no matter what was asked of him?
Cassandra.
Immediate truth serum. That would be
television. Cassandra.
And they
what would Cassandra do?
It wouldn't do shit. They would fall out anyway.
I would sit there like, oh, I'm just gonna be sitting there saying, oh, that'd be interesting. But no, it's like, again, he's not a pacifist. The one thing we're trying to get at is Charles can do 100 different things, but he's not a pacifist. He's a selective action person.
I'm gonna put it to you, and I'm gonna put it to you in terms that many could understand. There was a moment where Logan, aka Wolverine, and Spider-Man were sitting down, and Spider-Man was having moments again because he's got this rogues gallery he's always dealing with, and it's always Norman Osborn. Well, not now because Norman's a good guy, but he's dealing with all this stuff. And Logan looks at him and says, well, if you got rid of them, you wouldn't have that problem anymore. Wonder Woman doesn't have a rogues gallery.
Sure don't.
She snaps necks.
I mean, well,
this is what we gonna do. Snap their neck.
She doesn't really have a not killing her enemies policy in place. It's more like you get done with, you get dealt with, you kind of get dealt with.
Yeah.
Run up and get done up.
Run up and get done up.
I mean, Amazon believe. There's one thing Amazons are good at. They're good.
Solves the problem.
Their KO ratios is amazing. Their KD ratio is amazing.
It was like, but they have an island to themselves. Yes, they mind their business. No problems. Most of their issues are family oriented. But other than that,
what is supposed to be episode 7?
Episode 7. Hold on.
Bright Eyes?
Climax.
Yes, it is. No, Bright Eyes. It is.
Bright Eyes.
Bright Eyes. Okay.
I was expecting an Usher reference at that point.
Oh no.
I'm speculating.
Yeah, Bright Eyes, and then the next three are Tolerance is Extinction Parts 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Yep. So the next one is Bright Eyes. Cyclops focuses the X-Men on finding Bolivar Trask. However, when the team locates the Sentinel inventor, they realize that they all have been played by a mastermind, which we know who that is now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what if it's not Sinister?
I feel like there's more at play than just him, but yes.
With Charles Lawton, here's the thing about Dark Beast. Dark Beast has been in the mansion without Charles knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And then as of recently, Beast has been, quote unquote, the Dark Beast.
Yeah.
Going where he shouldn't be going.
Tendencies.
So go ahead, Nicole.
There's been okay, so you know how most of the people that show up in the intro show up in an episode sooner or later. And somebody mentioned on Reddit that they keep showing Apocalypse, but we haven't seen him this season.
Mm-hmm.
They've shown Cable and Apocalypse. We've seen Cable, we haven't seen Apocalypse. And the only other person that I can recall seeing in an intro that I haven't seen yet is Apocalypse and Nimrod.
So that scene where they show Apocalypse, Cable is fighting. So I think it's going to be.
It's from the OG series, but I'm saying we've seen other people. Like we've seen Cable, we've seen
like this last intro. It was Days of Future Past. It was Storm, Logan, and help me out, Will. I can't remember who the third one is.
Storm, Logan, and Psylocke.
Yeah. That's they show that it's a blink and you miss it. I think it's like right after the Robert DaCosta scene.
Yeah.
And we still haven't gotten Bobby Drake. We've seen him in the intro, but we haven't gotten him yet. You know, and like this past intro, they said Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler wasn't even in the episode.
Right.
Mm-mm.
So we know Kurt's alive. He's very much alive. He was alive. He was shown when Remy bit the big one. He was there at the edge of the rubble, seeing the whole thing. He actually came out of being unconscious. He's seen the whole thing. So, but we are in for a hell of a ride. Between what's going on with this show and Bo DeMayo.
Lock them scripts.
We got questions.
You got the scripts. Lock them in a vault. The ninjas are coming.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of them times I don't want the ninjas to unleash anything. Stand down. Let us enjoy this. This is good. But the Bo DeMayo stuff, yeah, we need those answers. We let us make that decision. Like, is he actually a trash human being? Is he really toxic? Or is it because he didn't want to play your game? Because we us in this community, we've heard those, like you said, Lainey, we've heard that code word before. So which one is it?
Fair point.
At this point, I'm hoping it's just he's a trash human being.
Right. Damn, did we do the whole show and no breaks? Shit. Normally I would have played the commercial. I'm like, it was good.
It's good.
I will give him a commercial. I don't want to give him a commercial today.
You got to go to bed.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Y'all got to go to bed.
Yeah. One more work day. Just one more work day. That's it.
Yeah, I still gotta cut this.
So, all right. So we're heading out of here. This was a good one. We will, when we come back to it, we'll be covering 7 through 10. Be prepared. Be scared. But it's happening.
I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. I just got my shit back, and y'all about to rock me again. I'm gonna be pissed.
Look, we needed 2-week breather. I'm not gonna lie. After 5, we needed this 2 weeks. We needed this shit.
Factorials. Hi. Good evening. I am the Weather Witch. No. You can find me Roomful of Blurs. I'm gonna keep this short. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Spill, and something else I can't think of off the top of my head. I do voice, yeah, that's sure. I do voice acting. I write things. I have a podcast on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Twitch. We are currently reading the last Ronin of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles saga. Get into it, get with it, join the club, read some shit.
That's all right. Here we go. This is what order looks like.
What's up, y'all? It's Lainey from Geek by Heart. Me and my husband run Geek by Heart on YouTube, TikTok, and IG. You can find us on YouTube where we do a lot of movie reviews. Our last upload was the first Omen. My article about the first Omen that's going to be on blerdseyeview.org will be sent in actually tomorrow, and so you can read that there, along with other great stuff. Some of our there we go from some of our panels over here. You can find us, like I said, TikTok, IG, and oh yes, Jay does streaming on Fridays, not this Friday because he has a business trip, but he does streaming on Friday for God of War. He does like a series quest where he goes through all of the things. I do streaming just when I can. I used to try to do it on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Yeah, when I can. So when hopefully that will be next week because hopefully that will be next week because I have off. So I am hoping to be on a lot.
Yeah. Right, Nicole, you are up. Whoop-de freaking do.
Hola, just keeping it simple. I'm Whoop-de freaking do. You can find me on Instagram and on TikTok at the same name.
There you go. See, short, sweet, to the point.
Yay!
It's not too much to it. Not too much to it. All right.
For today.
As you said, not today.
Yeah. Live on all platforms underneath this name. You can catch me on Mondays on my own channel. I post on Mondays because Mondays are terrible and I try to make them suck a little bit less. I've tricked out the channel so you can find everyone else's personal pages. If you go to just the home tab of Blerd's Eyeview, we upload clips Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I'll be chopping this show as well as some other stuff we did earlier this week. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, stay tuned for other fun things we have on Monday. If you know someone who has their own platform, something they're trying to push, get power to create, feel free to reach out to us. We don't bite. So we talk to all names, big, little, and small. Oh, yeah. If anybody's going to be at MomoCon, this will be like my first time going. So any and all guidance appreciated.
I'm sorry.
That's all from the Milky Way ghetto.
Oh, my God. They're lighting up the comment section.
Yo,
Sir.
We'll be watching The Cinematic Assassin. You can find me at Mayhem Media. That's MAYEHEM Media on all platforms. I talk movies, comics, TV shows. I do some stop motion animation when I get super bored. What's important to say? I'm the editor-in-chief of blerdseyeview.org. So please, when you scrolling on IG, while you're taking your number 2, just go ahead and take a pause. Jump on over to Blerd's Eyeview. Check us out. Again, that's blerdseyeview.org. It's a good read. It's a good time over there. Listen, today is Sailor Baltimore's birthday. She is a whole 8 years old.
Yes.
So
happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Shout out to my wife because someone entrusted us with a soul, and we have kept that soul alive for 8 years. So that is the actual achievement of today, and I just want to big up her. On that note of being a custodian of a child, mental health is important. So please, it
works hand in hand.
Take your meds, take your PTO, take a deep breath, and if there is a death bird in your life, remember to pluck that hoe in the throat. I love you all, and good night.
Spartan never fails.
Just right in the throat.
Just
Tops.
Breathe in.
Hi guys.
Breathe out.
Hi guys. Black_Spartan615 is where you can find me on the socials, as I do reviews on everything, including gym stuff. Why? Because I try to stay in shape most of the time. Aside from that, like Will was saying, check out blerdseyeview.org for all of the articles. I usually cover wrestling. Why? Because wrestling is real and people are fake. Shout out to Mr. Candy for that one. Again, I do have a couple of shows myself. How the Fact We Got Here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Get Bit Podcast. Will be tomorrow sometime between 8 and 8:30 as we're covering a lot, especially in the world of anime, as we give some opinions on some anime shows, as well as covering trailers that have came out. Aside from that, guys, again, it doesn't take much. Like, share, follow, all things you can do for free in a matter of seconds. Support everybody the best way you can. Again, the rules I usually keep are simple. Number 1, respect the cosplayer at all times. Number 2, it's summertime. It is freaking hot. Well, not summertime. It's getting there. It's freaking hot, though. Bathing deodorant are your best friends. Don't be scared of water. Water is good for you. It's not just for drinking. You actually can wash in it, especially ladies, because natural deodorant does not work for y'all. I swear to Christ, it does not work for y'all. But that, thank you, Tamari. But that also being said, the third rule that I have, guys, is the same rule that I keep for myself. Again, in a world that is completely cold and completely mean, simply put, be cool. Don't be a dick. Be nice. Don't be a dick. Don't go looking for trouble. Don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool.
That part. Hello, everybody. It's your man on the wall, Chris Fury. You can follow us everywhere you follow Blerd's Eye View, including the YouTube channel. Go show your love, support, like, share, subscribe, notification bell, all that great stuff. Check us out on Roku. Always Press Record. Shout out to Trey Lawson over at Always Press Record. You can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast. You can check us out live Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Twitch, and IG. I am your host, Chris Fury, man on the wall. This is the crew. We're docking because it's been a long one. And we all need a drink after 6 episodes of this amazing show.
For the donations.
Yes. And for the donations, yes, you're right. You can donate. And by the way, go to blerdseyeview.org. Get on the mailing list. See what other great stuff that we have popping up, including getting, your great alerts from all our writings and stuff. And also, we are looking for opt-ed writers as well. Unpaid, but this allows people who have a creative taste for writing to do a review or talk about a new comic or talk about a new toy or whatever the case may be in the nerd space. So you get to be shining on another form, on a platform, and having fun while you're doing it. So until then, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. I am Chris Fury. That was a mouthful, but I knew Diddy. See, I caught myself. We will see you Tuesday. We're out of here.